Well, all smiles for you for choosing the National Broadcaster and of course for choosing us always. It's a pleasure to spend time with you. Welcome aboard. It is Entrepreneurs Hub, growing your small and medium enterprise. My name is Sandra Kahundi. Well, if you just joined us for this episode, part 2 of our conversation, well, earlier on, we did host ELLY TWINEYO, a great man of integrity, not just building empires. These are men who build legacies, and they have a lot to share. Each time they sit back and speak to us, or speak one or two things, especially the entrepreneurs out there, and he wishes us all well. When it comes to the economy, he has the math itself. Well, he's just going to introduce himself to you, tell us where he has been up and about, and we shall get into this very conversation for episode 2. You're most welcome to the program. How are you doing?
I am doing well, actually. I am okay. One time I met this white lady, middle-aged lady, and that time I was young in London, and she greeted me and I said, yeah, I'm fair. And she told me, fair is good enough. So I am okay. And I'm glad to be here. ELLY TWINEYO Kamugisha. Some of you know me. I have been for a long time at Uganda Export Promotion Board, promoting exports. And as you realize, the exports have been growing. Now we are above 14 billion US dollars. When we started, we would look at formal and informal, we were around 3 billion US dollars. There is no doubt that things have changed, and we made our contribution. And I am an author. I like writing, actually, and I am an economist, and I like being on UBC TV, because this is our national TV, and I've always been on this TV, and I'll continue being on this TV. When Uganda Export Promotion Board was merged with Uganda Free Zones Authority agency, so that the purpose of this rationalization and merging was to avoid duplication, to reduce waste, to make sure some administrative facilities and people are together, but also for efficiency and effectiveness, and also to be able to serve our client, government agencies. Their main client is the private sector, so that, yeah, and using the whole of government approach to reach everybody. So now Uganda Export Promotion Board and Free Zones came together in one agency, which is Uganda's new export promotion agency, or whether you call it Export Promotion Authority, never mind the long name, under the Ministry of Trade. Yes, and I'm still here because I am still working with the government, and I am still part of that agency. But I am mainly here as an analyst, as an economist, but also as a former EDO of Export Promotion Board, especially to discuss SMEs, small businesses, because small businesses are the core of all economies. Can I tell you that even developed countries like Canada, like UK, like USA, even Japan, you go to China now, most of the goods even we buy from them, the imports we get are from SMEs. Most of the economies, you find 60% of their economy is, economy meaning GDP, is contributed by SMEs. So SMEs are important. SMEs contribute to family income. SMEs contribute to household income. SMEs create jobs and pay salaries and wages. SMEs pay taxes. SMEs produce goods and services that we buy. SMEs contribute to exports. SMEs, of course, overall, it is important to always mention the tax thing. They pay taxes. Credit is a challenge for SMEs, for small businesses. And in our country, as you know, Uganda, I find commercial credit from commercial banks, it is expensive. We can appreciate with the banks when we will get that discussion why the credit is expensive, but the truth is it is expensive. I am so happy that the government of Uganda has tried several ways to put what we call development finance. Well, to put development finance because they have put youth funds, they have put PDMs, they have put other youth funds, women funds, Emioga, arts and creatives industry fund, but also they have put money at Uganda Development Bank to help and Uganda, but also there is some money which is in form of investment at Uganda UDC, Uganda Development Corporation. This money will help to support SMEs to do something. Some SMEs who are in processing, they need affordable credit. Some SMEs they are companies which are in agri industry, they need some support. Some SMEs which are in manufacturing and other value addition, they need some affordable credit, development finance. But even those which are involved in agriculture, including commercial agriculture, and I urge more SMEs to be involved in commercial agriculture, and I will tell you that commercial agriculture can even be done on the president's 4-acre model, because cocoa 1 acre can give you good money to live on, and you can have other enterprises.
Well, I'll draw you back to the previous episode where we talked about what Uganda is exporting to the other nations, which is, by the way, into large exports. And the performance, as you explained to us earlier on in the previous episode, quite amazing, what some of the Ugandans might not know. But what is holding us back when it comes to large industrialization and the value addition?
Whether cottage industry, whether big factory, is machines. We need those machines to run these businesses. But another one, again, is the issue of materials. And materials could be raw materials, could be materials required, and be what you produce, used to produce the products. So these I have talked about are also challenges. Some of you may say we have technology, and we have technology. And that technology is important for what we are doing. But some of the technology is so expensive that you need money, and also you need to buy it from abroad and adapt it. So sometimes there is the issue of technology is holding us back to expand, be big industries and large industries and be global, because we can't afford to buy those technologies because of the cost of credit. I tell you, technologies, some of them are expensive. That's why sometimes you realize for indirect investments, we attract. Some of the benefits that they come with sometimes is they come with technology. They also come with money, and they come with markets.
Yes.
Yeah, because then they produce from here and sell to their markets.
Well, right now what is going on is open ground for the people taking the tax proposals being received. What is your take on that exercise?
So let me mention that I have been fortunate to have been part of a system, the government system working with the private sector, where regularly, before every budget is passed, the government consults with the private sector, organized groups. We call it organized groups, Uganda Manufacturers Association, or almost all others under PSFU, Private Sector Foundation Uganda, and other players, including the Chambers of Commerce and others. I know, I understand systems and other countries, how they are doing things, but I think Uganda, and please remember, I'm not a spokesperson of government. I am not speaking on behalf of government. I shouldn't be mistaken to be a spokesperson of government. I am not paid to do that.
And Mr. Exports.
Yeah. I always have been talking for exports and also the economy, and also as an economist. And that's what I'm doing. I have been involved, I've attended meetings at the highest level, including the president, asking people, what is it? What do you want the government to do for you?
The way forward.
What do we do? And they talk about power. I've been there. They talk about transport. They talk about taxes. They talk about enabling the environment. They talk about revenue authority. They talk about most things pertinent to the economy. I know that, of course, as a developing country, and let me use the word, Uganda now is middle income status. So we are no longer least developed countries. For the record, we are no longer least developed country. No, we are developing, and we are middle income status.
And the money, we have the money.
The money will come, as the Minister of Finance says. Their colleagues, money will come, and so that will be fine. But money will come. Like I told you in the other part, when we mine all our minerals, oil and gas, the gold, the rare earth elements, the iron ore. But also I told you that we have they are beginning to see alluvial diamond. Uganda is gifted by nature. We have all this. So money will come and our GDP will grow. So let me say this, that it is important that the private sector, especially the SMEs, through their platforms, and let me mention that most companies in Uganda, SMEs, even those you think they call large manufacturing companies, according to the definition of the World Bank, they are not large companies. They are not large factories. They are not large industries. They should keep consulting with the government, because I believe, as they say in Uganda, okwagala kuva mu ntensa, secondly bagamba embulidde tefa yonna, that negotiation, discussing, agreeing is the way forward. Keep discussing, because also if you don't bring your issues, the attention of the government, attention of your government, whether they are taxes or policies, they will never know. I know that taxes, but also you should know when you are running economy, it's a balance. Because government's main source of revenue is tax revenue. Taxes. You have to pay their taxes. So it is a balance. Of course, the government should always also see how to achieve a balance, but it is always taxes. Let me tell you, taxes in developed countries are very high. What we call PIT, personal income tax, which in Uganda we could also call it pay as you earn, and CIT, which is corporate or company income tax. In developed countries, they are too high. You can check. They are too high. But of course, yes, these countries have already reached a different level. So you need to balance taxes and growth. You need to balance development and growth by having affordable taxes and a progressive tax. I think the government has been doing well. Of course, there is that feeling that taxes, including the times of the Bible, Even tax collectors are never liked. The tax collectors are never darlings of society, because human beings by nature, we always want to avoid two things, and they are obvious. Death and taxes.
Taxes, I'm telling you.
Yes.
Anyway, from speaking ideas on how we can overcome with the challenges that we've spoken about, the new innovations that can be put in place to have a conducive environment for the entrepreneurs. Recently, you've seen what China has introduced, and I don't know if you happen to sit with the big man, the fountain of honor, some of the ideas you'll be sharing as we speak right now that he has come through, and we salute him and congratulate him upon his nomination.
Yes.
What would be your thoughts? Because you see how you talk about the physical,
Yes,
the human capital
and the physical capital.
Physical capital.
Yes.
And then you take an example of the railway,
Yes.
how it is working out for the Kampalas, let me not get to the slangs, for the Ugandans who use it for transport purposes in the evenings. They all pile up and it's really working out for them. How about having such stationed in various regions?
So first and foremost, let me say.
So His Excellency is right there.
First and foremost, let me say that I don't think I will have an immediate opportunity to discuss or to meet with the president soon. But if I do, I'll be most obliged, and I'll be most delighted, and I will have the opportunity to discuss the economy with him. I know he's passionate about the economy, but the whole political economy. And if I met His Excellency the President, I would mention that one of the things we need to improve on is formalize the economy, continue to formalize the economy, including because when we formalize the economy, then tax rates reduce. Why? Because when the majority are in the formal economy, money economy, commercial economy, market economy, then their goods and services are visible, and we can levy taxes that are progressive. Mm-hmm. So further formalization is important. But the second one also is transport. Transport is important, and let me tell you, as you know, the government of Uganda, to which I'm not a spokesperson, I'm just an analyst, has put emphasis on infrastructure as a priority. Mm-hmm. A lot of loads have been built. Power stations are being built. The Uganda Railway is being revamped, and the standard gauge railway system is to be started on. Mm-hmm. They are starting to construct it. Let me mention that all countries that have developed, almost all countries that have developed, especially even recently, the railway system plays a big role. With railway connectivity in Uganda now, if Arua is connected to Kampala, Gulu is connected to Kampala, and if you connect to Gulu, you have connected to also South Sudan. Mm-hmm. And please remember that South Sudan has got one major entry, and that entry is you go through Gulu and you continue to what? You continue to the border and you enter South Sudan. So if you have railway system connecting from the west, from the south, from the east, from the central, from all these all the places connecting at the center, mm-hmm. and diverging also from the center, it is going to be important. Why? Because the railway system is the most reliable, safe, And when I was studying in O level, they said it was slow. It is not slow.
It was slow.
Because maybe back then, because it has a known road. It's rails, so it is reliable. It is safe. It avoids a lot of pilferage and even theft of goods when they are in transit. But also, it will inclusive economy will be achieved when we begin to use it, rail system as a mode of local transport.
Well, before we let you go,
yes,
we've been talking about the local, how we can develop as Uganda and appreciating the opportunities available. And let's take a look at the global economy, having the disruptions, speaking of the conflicts and the pandemics that have come through. How can Uganda stand firm and be resilient with such in our climate?
Yeah. Let me begin by saying, and again, I am not Minister of Finance and I'm not State House.
But nice to meet you as an economist.
Yes, but this economy, Uganda's economy, has shown resilience that most people never expected. Even analysts and those who did projections, especially during COVID and right after COVID, most people thought this economy was going to go under as a matter of fact, but it didn't. It showed resilience. Yes, it came from 6-7% GDP growth and went to around 3%, but it survived. It survived that challenge. I know, even given the global challenges we are facing, the wars in the Middle East, the discussions at United Nations, the discussions in capitals in Washington, in London, and in Brussels, and different places, and the possibility of some, again, global financial fragility likely to come up again. Uganda, I think, will be resilient, but what can they do? What they can do, keep doing what they are doing. Improve on enabling environment, keep improving on enabling environment, which is already being done. Keep a fair tax system, improve on transport systems. But there is one thing they never talk about, even those who write economics and development and political books and development, the issue of security.
But you include it?
I include it. For me, the issue of security, the government needs to continue ensuring
the role of the state.
The role of the state, the security is paramount. It should be there. We live, actually the challenge we are living is that we are surrounded by neighbors who are at conflict. Most of our neighbors are at conflict. The fact that we have survived and that our economy is moving is good. Is good to show that if we continue ensuring security within our country, but also, let me mention something, good neighbors. We need good neighbors. We need regional integration so that we expand the market. I was excited the other day when I saw His Excellency the President presiding over signing of several MOUs between Kenya and Uganda, cementing bilateral relations. Uganda and Kenya are united forever by their location and by being neighbors, and we need this relationship to continue. Regional integration.
Should I give you a thumbs up? A thumbs up, a salute? How do they do it?
you can say like this.
It's been an honor having you.
Thank you.
On the show. It's such a great inspiration to the viewer. And it's always a pleasure to spend time with you. Thank you for choosing the National Broadcasting Entrepreneurs Hub, growing your small and medium enterprise. ELLY TWINEYO, our guest for the day. Part 1. This was part 2. We can have him again and again. That's to do with the economy. Mr. Exports. I don't know whether you can dodge some of those names.
No, I am willing.
You're willing to embrace them?
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time.
Wish
you all the best.
Thank you for hosting me.
My name is Sandra Kehonde. Salute. God bless you.